The strength of the ancestors is here.
I still can't explain why my brain believes blue aliens underwater more than real actors swimming in million-dollar CGI oceans. Avatar doesn't just look realistic, it feels real, and that difference has nothing to do with budget, graphics, or polish. And this is where it quietly messes with your head. Take the underwater rise in The Little Mermaid and put it next to Avatar, The Way of Water. Same idea, same motion. Characters moving upward through water. But the reaction, completely different. One feels solid, heavy, believable. The other feels off. Not wrong enough to name, just wrong enough to feel. Your brain doesn't analyze polygons or render quality. It just decides instantly, real or fake. Feeling beats realism every time. Now here's the part people love to argue about. Budget. The Little Mermaid cost around $379.8 million. Avatar 2, about $460 million. That $80 million gap didn't doom Disney's visuals. Because here's the twist. Avatar is actually more animated, more CG, more artificial by design. And yet it feels alive. So clearly, money wasn't the problem. This is where modern cinema runs into a wall. In one frame, you're watching a real actress on wires. In the other, completely digital blue people. And somehow, you trust the blue people more. That shouldn't happen. But it does. Avatar actually has more in common with the 1989 animated Little Mermaid than the 2023 remake. One embraces being created. The other pretends it's real while fighting its own artificiality. That's the deeper issue. It's not bad CGI. It's uncertain. Films today don't commit. They want realism without respecting reality. And when a movie doesn't believe in its own world, the audience never will. Have you noticed that feeling too? And this is where everything starts to click. Water has weight, not visually, physically. Anyone who's ever tried to run or even turn around underwater knows this instantly. Your body fights back. Every move costs effort. In Avatar, you feel that resistance. Muscles tense differently. Arms don't glide, they push. Hair doesn't float gracefully. It drags, it lags, and it reacts late. Breathing slows. Movements stretch. Compare that to actors hanging on wires in a soundstage. They're floating in the air while pretending they're submerged. Animators try to fake the drag, but something's missing because the body isn't responding to anything real. Your brain catches it immediately, not consciously, instinctively. The physics don't line up, so the illusion collapses, and once weight disappears, realism goes with it. Have you ever noticed how water scenes feel light? That's why. Here's where Cameron changes the game. He didn't simulate water, he filmed in it. Actors were fully submerged in massive tanks, surrounded by underwater motion capture cameras. Every movement was recorded exactly as it happened, resistance and all. The animation didn't replace performance, it followed it. That's the key difference. Instead of animators guessing how water should affect a body, the body showed them. Animation became refinement, not invention. And that single decision changes everything you feel on screen. And the actors paid the price for that realism. Kate Winslet held her breath for 7.5 minutes underwater. That's not trivia, that's physical truth on film. Sigourney Weaver, at 73, trained for hours daily just to move naturally underwater. No shortcuts, no fakery. That exhaustion, that strain, that loss of comfort, it's all captured. Real effort leaves fingerprints, and the camera records every one of them. Film theorist Andre Bazin had a word for this. Indexicality. Simple idea. Cinema captures reality because light from real objects physically hits the camera. In Avatar, light reflects off real bodies moving through real water before anything becomes digital. That connection stays, even after the skin turns blue. No simulation can fully recreate that physical link, because computers calculate, they don't experience it. And our brains can tell the difference. That's why even the most advanced CGI still feels hollow when it's built on nothing real underneath. Here's the hard truth. You can't fake what you've never felt. Actors on wires float in the air. Water doesn't fight them. Hair lifts are too clean. Fabric drifts too perfectly. The sensory truth is missing, and the brain knows it instantly. And here's something modern CGI keeps forgetting. Reality is messy, it's uneven. It doesn't behave perfectly frame to frame. That chaos is what sells truth. When visuals are overpolished, too smooth, or too symmetrical, your brain flags them instantly. Fake. Something's wrong. Avatar does the opposite. Frames are crowded, water behaves unpredictably, light scatters unevenly, backgrounds live on their own instead of sitting quietly behind actors. It's density versus emptiness. Real worlds are busy. Empty worlds feel artificial, no matter how sharp the graphics are. Film theorist Laura Marks calls this haptic visuality. You're not just seeing the image, you're feeling it. Texture, pressure, movement. Avatar activates memory and sensation, making vision behave like touch instead of observation. Look at Navi's skin. Light passes through it. Ears glow, fingers soften. You sense blood beneath the surface. That translucence makes them feel alive, not rendered. And then there's the small stuff your brain never forgives. Watch Took underwater. Her face subtly warps. Cheeks expand. Features bend just slightly. That's refraction, light bending as it moves between air and water. It's real physics, not a stylistic choice. And it matters because we've all seen it before, even if we never named it. When films ignore this, something feels off. When they get it right, the illusion locks in. Your brain relaxes. This world follows the same rules as yours, and belief becomes automatic. And this is where color quietly makes or breaks belief. The Metkaina have lighter skin, softer tones, and ripple-like patterns. Not because it looks cool, but because it fits water. Light turquoise blends with reefs. Movement camouflages with waves. Forest Navi stays deeper blue because that's what survives in shadow and foliage. It's biology, not aesthetics. Now compare that to Aquaman, neon greens, acid purples, toxic oranges, colors you rarely see in nature. It feels like a video game HUD exploded underwater. Your brain knows those hues don't belong in living ecosystems, so the illusion cracks. Avatar earns its beauty by obeying nature. That's why every shade feels right, even on another planet. This is where recent blockbusters stumble hard. Look at Ant-Man. Characters stand in front of blurred, abstract backgrounds. That blur isn't artistic, it's masking, hiding unfinished environments, weak textures, and space. Actors perform like they're still on a soundstage because they are. The environment doesn't push back. No wind, no weight, no resistance. Even in the quantum realm, they move like Earth still applies. And when the world doesn't affect the actor, the performance never convinces you they're somewhere else. This is why Cameron insists on total performance. Physical, emotional, facial, everything captured together. Actors aren't pretending to react to a world. Their bodies feel it, even if it's imagined. That reaction sells the moment before animation ever touches it.
The children!
And none of this happens fast. Avatar took 13 years because Cameron refused shortcuts. No rushing shots, no fixing everything in post. The pipeline was built carefully, step by step. Compare that to modern VFX burnout culture, endless revisions, impossible deadlines, and exhausted artists. You can't create wonder under panic. Cameron understood that patience isn't optional. It's the cost of belief, and every frame shows that discipline. Avatar feels real because it was built on patience, physical truth, and sensory immersion. Cameron doesn't ask us to admire Pandora. He invites us to live there. When cinema respects physics, biology, performance, and perception, belief comes naturally. That's why we trust blue aliens more than real actors in fake worlds. So what do you think? Does realism start with technology or commitment? Drop your take in the comments, and if this hits, like and subscribe.